Hello and welcome to the Northrend Beasts Guide from LearnToPlayWow.com. This is a 3-phase encounter, each phase consisting of a different boss that you will need to deal with. First off, Gormok. Start the fight by DPSing the boss. Don't stay in the fire that will appear on the floor. Have the group spread out so that you minimize fire AoE damage. Ranged should keep at 15 yards plus from the boss or they will get stunned. Gormok will spawn some interesting ads called Snowball Vassals. These ads will jump on the back of a player and will start DPSing and stunning him. Getting stunned while in the fire is not a good prospect, so it is best to kill these ads before too many gather up. A player with an ad on his back will be unable to attack that ad. When a melee gets a snowball on his back, he should just keep on DPSing the boss. The other melees and ranged should select and kill the ads while also making sure that their AoE abilities do some damage on the boss. However, I noticed that if instead of the ad you have the boss selected, then your AoE does not affect the ad. Similarly, when a ranged gets an ad on his back, he should just keep on DPSing the boss or another ad. The other ranged should be able to take his ad down. If the other ranged don't seem to be able to do the job fast enough, a couple of melees can run in and help. Tanks will get a stacking dot debuff called Impale. Whoever of the tanks does not have the debuff should get aggro. Acid Maw and Dread Scale are a bit more complicated. What makes them a bit harder to handle is the two debuffs, Paralytic Bite and Burning Bite. Once you understand these debuffs, the fight will seem easier. You can look at these two debuffs as poison and fire. Both fire and poison do damage. Fire takes out poison, but nothing takes out fire except time. The poison debuff casted by Acid Maw is the one that makes you look greenish. You will notice it quickly as from the moment you have it on, you will start moving slower and slower until you are completely paralyzed. As mentioned before, fire takes out poison. Thus, poisoned players can be cured by taking a tick of fire damage from a player with a fire debuff. Being able to get the poison removed in time is what's really the issue with this fight. Initially, the only player with the fire debuff will be the Dread Scale tank. Later on, more people will get the debuff. So, if you have the poison debuff, quickly move to a player with the fire debuff. The fire debuff does AoE damage. If you got the fire debuff, simply move away from everyone else. Hug the wall if you can and wait for 30 seconds for it to end. If you spot a slow moving, isolated, poisoned, greenish player, you can try to cure him. Since the fire poison issue is what's really hard to control in this encounter, we eliminated the problem by killing Acid Maw first and as quickly as possible. After that we just dealt with the Dread Scale Enrage. The Enrage doesn't bring that many problems to the encounter. Just transfer the healers from Acid Maw tank to the Dread Scale tank and to the melees. The melees will be the ones more likely to receive a burst of damage and thus die from piled up fire debuff. Ice Howl comes in last. As always, the raid, including melees, should try to stay spread out. This helps minimize damage coming from Arctic Breath. Periodically, the entire raid will be knocked back to the walls. At this point you will get stunned and you will have a couple of seconds to see in which direction Ice Howl is facing. If he is facing you, then you are in no luck. He is about to charge into you and kill you. You have to move out of his way. Once the stun wears off, you get a speed buff and a couple of seconds time to run out of his charge path. Run left or right, but also make sure that you don't strafe into the wall, as I've often seen unlucky players getting stuck in the pillars that come out of the wall. If he is not facing you, you can start moving towards his destination, as once he misses and hits the wall, Ice Howl will get stunned and take extra damage for a couple of seconds. You will need to get in range fast in order to be able to deliver some additional damage. If Ice Howl does slam a player, then he becomes enraged. Tranquilizing Poison or Tranquilizing Shot can be used and should be used to quickly dispel the enrage. That's all. Thanks for watching. This has been a guide from learntoplaywao.com.